At a superficial level, southern Delaware is an area full of natural beauty, which lends itself to a burgeoning tourist industry and year-round community. Yet the names of people, places, and things across our coast point to rich tradition and inspire oral histories to be passed down for generations. In 1629, Gillis Hosset of the Dutch West India Company purchased land from the Native Americans situated on a bay. In 1631, a group of men struck out across the Atlantic on a ship, the Walvis, or the Whale, to create a settlement called Zwaanendael, meaning Valley of the Swans. And yes, that is Lewes, not Lewes, as is commonly mispronounced. The Americanized pronunciation of Zwaanendael, Zwaanendael, serves as the name of downtown Lewis's storied history museum, dedicated by the state in 1931 to commemorate the 300th anniversary of the settlement. The museum prominently features artifacts from the wreck of the De Brock, or the Beagle in Dutch. It was common for fast-moving schooners, such as the De Brock, to be named for sleek and speedy hunting dogs. Take a peek up at the tip-top of the Zwaanendael Museum, and you'll find the likeness of Dutchman David de Vries, one of the wealthy men who contributed his assets to the purchase of the Zwaanendael settlement. De Vries kept a detailed account of his life and travels, and created the only known account of the aftermath of the Native American massacre, when he traveled to the Zwaanendael settlement with an expedition team in 1632 and found the remains of the men and their animals. De Vries and his team mended relations with the natives and attempted to set up a whaling colony. For a number of reasons, the colony failed, and De Vries returned to the Netherlands, but his legacy lives on in his written work. De Vries Circle, a road opposite present-day Shields Elementary School, is named in his honor. But speaking of those Native Americans, the natives who called Lewes their home were a part of the Sicanese tribe. There is some evidence the Sicanese existed as a subset of the Lenape Native Americans, whose name means common people, though most of the tribes comprising what we now call the Delaware Indians were named for the waterways upon which they resided. This brings us up to speed with the earliest names of the town we call Lewes. But why do we call it Lewes? This name was a final change which came about in 1682, after the British took control of the area. William Penn bestowed the name Lewes upon the town after the town of Lewes, England. Both towns of Lewes reside in counties called Sussex, and are the only cities bearing the name with that specific spelling in the world. Lewes, Sussex County, Delaware still continued to be misnamed and misspelled until the mid-1800s, when the correct Lewes spelling finally took prominence. This left the issue of establishing an appropriate moniker for Lewes locals. Having been sometimes called Lewistown, the residents generally began to look favorably upon Lewistowners as their identifier. A popular attraction in modern-day Lewes is Cape Henlopen State Park. Cape Henlopen was originally called Cape Cornelius, but would be renamed to bear an Americanization of the surname Hinlopen after Thyman Jacobs Hinlopen, a Dutch fur and corn trader who was an investor in the Dutch West India Company. The roots of Lewes history are endlessly deep, and local name etymology is clearly no exception. This was just a small peek into the massive network of Lewes's past. But at the end of the day, win or lose, it's how you say the name. Museum Minutes is brought to you by the Zwaanendael Museum in Lewes, Delaware, and by the Delaware Department of Historical and Cultural Affairs.